Hello and welcome to Claire's World. I am Claire, and today I would like to share with you more of the information I've received from the 25th dimension through my last BQH hypnosis session. I'll be reading from a transcript of the session, and when I refer to Lorrayne, I'm speaking to my practitioner who's asking me questions I've prepared in advance of the session, and when I refer to me, I'm speaking of myself under hypnosis, which means the answers are coming from the 25th. As always, I'd like to thank you for subscribing, liking, and commenting. It makes a huge difference to the channel and also to me personally, because I love to see and interact with this community. I love to see all your comments. As you know, I respond to all of them, and I'm really looking forward to reading them every time. All right, let's jump in here. Lorrayne. And this is a question that was very long, so I am going to paraphrase it here just to skip through because I want to get to the relevant part. So the gist of it was to find out how it works for people who are on other planets right now in terms of how they think of New Earth and how they will come join us. So here's the answer from 25th. They're doing the same thing. So they're doing it on different planets. So Claire wants to know, so what do they know? Like, do they know what's going on? Of course, they are what we would call here spiritually awakened, because otherwise, obviously, they would not be aligned with New Earth, okay? This is true of everybody who's going to New Earth, unless they're being born there. So they basically showcase a quote unquote passing away wherever they are, and then they are born, and they will be born as children. So if they're coming directly, then we already know that they have done the work, okay? So they're either aware of New Earth, if it's allowed in the planet, but say that this was another 3D planet. It would not be allowed for them at a conscious level to know that there's another planet that was created, etc., etc. This is not information that they would have consciously, just like most people didn't have it consciously here when they were here. Now, everybody's gone, and the rest of us, we do know about this. But a lot of us, for example, people that are going to New Earth, they don't know this consciously. They've not heard it, okay? Now, they know. We all know at our higher self level. We all know what we're doing. We all know when we're moving on. But we don't know. Not all of us know consciously. It is the same story on other planets as well. Now, on a higher dimensional planet, they know that there is a new planet, this new Earth planet, and they know that some of us are going to move there. And so some aliens plan on moving there, basically, when we all go there. Now, they don't know about, because we already said this, while the information has percolated within the matrix, they don't necessarily know about the 25th and everything else. Because just like the people on 3D planets that don't know consciously, they don't know consciously that either. And so they're going to come to New Earth and figure it out, just like a lot of other people that are going from this planet to New Earth. Of course, the moment the veil falls, they'll know. It'll be instantaneous. But in their mind, they're saying, we're just going to move. You know, they're just going to move. Lorrayne. So that brings up a question. How many essences from other worlds other than this old Earth will be going to New Earth? Me. Not many initially, but we're already sad. People will come up to New Earth over time. They will just come, and we'll open our arms to them. Because think of it this way. You live on Andromeda. Why would you leave Andromeda to go to a different planet? It's like moving, right? Would you move to China? I mean, that's what we're talking about. Now, China is a bad example because we think of China as being a very dark place. You wouldn't move to China. But say Claire's wanted to move to Bali. She would move to Bali, but many people will not move to Bali because they don't see the need. They don't want to. They're home. They're happy. That's exactly what we're talking about. So there will be people within the multiverse that are like, I'm going to move to this new country. Happens to be a new planet in this case. Not only, but this new planet is going to be weird because they're going to think we're weird, right? And they were laughing here. Maybe they won't use the word weird. They'll say it's unusual, it's different. Because again, we're not going to eat. We're not going to do all these things. They're going to think we're humans like them, but now we've got these magical powers. You know, we're different, we're weird, whatever. And so not everybody will be up for that. But so to answer your question specifically, how many people are going to come? They're telling me that we're going to have a couple of 100,000 people join us kind of right away. Doesn't mean on day one, but kind of right away. We already said within 100 years, we're going to have the other 3.5 million from this planet that have gone to alien planets and now are joining us. And a lot of them, even though it's still going to be a small minority of people among all the ones that have gone to alien planets, is because they're going to think, this is Earth, right? I'm still human from Earth, from old Earth. It's almost like a refugee. Yeah, you've hosted me for 100 years. I'm very grateful. But now I'm ready to go and continue my life on my planet, basically. It's our new planet, right? It's our new home for the humans that were here. This is how we'll think of it. This is why we're calling it New Earth. And we're not calling it, whatever, the new star, whatever the name might be. We're calling it New Earth for a reason, because it's as different as it is from old Earth. We still think of it as a place for Terrans, a place for new Terrans. And so that's why a lot of our brothers and sisters will join us there after a while. Of course, again, a small fraction of the original number, and that's totally fine, because some people will get comfortable on these alien planets and will love it. And this is what they've aligned with, because they will love it, because that's what they want to do. But so yeah, from the rest of the multiverse. So in the beginning, it's going to be a couple of 100,000 people coming to New Earth from other places, just because it's new. And these are people that are adventurous, and they want to try different things. And it's wonderful. And of course, they know about it, because again, people from the other 3D planets wouldn't consciously necessarily know about it. So they would choose, if they wanted to come to New Earth, they would choose to quote unquote pass away in their own reality and then be born on New Earth. They wouldn't just say, hey, I'm hopping on the spaceship and go to New Earth, because that's how they would have to travel. And on these other 3D planets, they don't have spaceships, okay? We don't allow that at 3D level. Just like here, you wouldn't say, hey, I'm going to hop on a spaceship and go somewhere. But over time, we will have millions of people coming. But we already said we will never be a huge civilization. Most civilizations within the multiverse are not that huge. It's been huge what we've had here. We've had 2 billion bodies walking around. We're not going to be anywhere near that number. They're telling me we're going to be about 17 million, maybe, at the peak, and that's it. We're going to hover around that. I have to tell you guys, I really enjoy when they tell us about how stuff is going to happen on New Earth. So I hope you enjoy this, because I've had a period of time when every time I spoke of New Earth, I had a sense of dread because of the clearing, the integration we're going to have to do initially. But the fact is, we have taken a lot of very hard stuff on this planet already, so we can take it. We'll be just fine. And so now I enjoy when we talk about the other 10,000 years after the maybe a couple of years of integration we have to do. They're going to be super fun, super joyous. So I'm really looking forward to it. All right, Lorrayne. Do aliens who will be going to New Earth to live with us when we move there know what is going on at a conscious level in whatever reality they are? So I know that the 25th already answers some of this, but Lorrayne always reads all my questions, even if the 25th has already kind of answered a question. And that's because we found that the 25th just goes into more depth and nuances about that answer. So it's awesome that Lorrayne does this. Me, no, yes and no. Lorrayne, well, you did say already that consciously they want now. Me, they know that something's up, so they might know. Because again, they're aliens. They might know what's happened to Earth. They might know Earth is going to explode. Whatever they think is going to happen, it's going to be hit by a meteorite, whatever the reason. They know what's going on. They know people are being picked up. They know all of this, okay? Anyone who does want to believe, like on this planet, we want to believe that we don't know about anything anybody else is doing in the multiverse, knows what's going on. It's just like you know what's going on, or you think you know, because of course at 3D level, we don't know anything. We like to shield ourselves. We know what's going on in Italy, okay? We think we know what's going on in Italy. That's exactly what it means. It's almost like on this planet, we like to believe there's only the United States. There's nothing else. So all of a sudden we're like, what's Italy? There is no Italy. But people from Italy, they do know there's a whole world out there. So they know what's going on in the United States. That's what we're talking about. It doesn't mean they know the information we are transferring to you right now. They don't know about the 25th. So they think of all these things from within the matrix, just like the aliens that have picked up our brothers and sisters. But they do know there's a planet there. They do know some of us are going to move. And so, they have limited information at a conscious level, but they do have some. Lorrayne, thank you. Are they playing within the game right now, pretending it's real until they find themselves on New Earth? Or are they preparing like we are and are in waiting mode like us? And what do they think must happen here for all of us to finally move? Do they know about the recall and the takedown? Me. Okay, so they know about the takedown. They don't think of it as a takedown. They don't think we are taking it down. They think something's going to happen to planet Earth. So again, they think of it from a matrix perspective. And they're waiting for all of this to be done. They're waiting for the end of the movie, basically. They're waiting for the planet to be struck or whatever they think is going to happen to planet Earth. So we're done with this. We can all move on. And then when we go to New Earth, there will be people, just like we said, that say, Ah, this is so interesting. This is new. Now, there are people on this planet that has been abandoned, has been empty forever, as far as we know. I'm going to move there. So that's how they think of it. So they do know, but they know to a certain extent. Again, they're not getting consciously, they're not getting the information we are telling you. Lorraine, thank you. Will we cry on your earth? Me. And there was a soft chuckle here. And the 25th is very entertaining with my questions sometimes, you probably noticed. So yes, we can cry. We will allow ourselves to cry, especially as we do the integration. We'll allow ourselves to cry. We don't have to cry. Our body doesn't have to do anything. Our bodies will not work the way that they work here, but we will cry. Because again, we want to feel human. To make you understand, for example, aliens do cry. Humans, we already said, humans within the multiverse pretty much all work the same way physically. So Claire has a question actually. Do women on other planets menstruate? Because I am very curious. Yeah, some of them do. Because again, we kind of want to keep the similarity in our bodies, in how our bodies work. We just think this NPC that we set up kind of works in a lot of different games. We like it. We like what it can do and what it does. So to go back to the crying, we are going to allow ourselves to cry. One, because again, it's going to make us feel human. And we also cry sometimes because we're happy and we do want to express that way. It's a good, and again, we're wary of using the word good. We mean it as in enjoyable. We enjoy this manifestation of emotion. So we will allow ourselves to cry. But do we need to cry? Is it just the way that it is, like the NPC cries and that's it? So we are not going to be NPCs. We're not going to have NPC bodies on your earth. So we don't have to cry, but we will. We will allow ourselves to do it. Just like we will allow ourselves to laugh. We don't have to laugh. We connect telepathically. We don't have to do any of that. But we, again, want to retain our humanity, what we think of our humanity, which is we want our bodies to behave a certain way. We want us to behave a certain way and to react in certain ways. We'll keep this as something that, we're human. So imagine in 100 years, when our fellow humans who are on alien planets come to us, they're not going to think, oh my God, these are a bunch of robots, they never emote. We will emote because we want to, but we don't have to. It's not like our bodies automatically cry. Lorraine, thank you. I guess since we won't have a body, as you said, we don't have to. And the 25th said yes. And then Claire would like to know, will we have the ability to talk to each other or will we always use telepathy? Me. Yeah, we will sometimes talk to each other, but again, for fun. It's more like we know we don't have to, but let's do it because it's fun. I want to hear your voice. You know what I mean? For fun. Everything we'll do for fun, for enjoyment. So you don't want to talk? You're focused on something, whatever. You're just sending a message. You're just connecting with a person. You don't have to talk, but we will talk. We'll use our voices as well, but we'll realize that we're doing it for a reason that has nothing to do with communication, we should say. We're doing it because maybe we're singing or reciting something and we want to pretend we're like in the movies or at the theater or whatever it is, that kind of thing. I hope you enjoyed this video. And thank you as always for watching and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care.